Next up, I'll show you a real-time depth of field effect using VRay RT. So I'll switch my perspective view over to active shade and activate this perspective view. I can't use VRay physical cameras for depth of field at this point. I have to use a standard camera. So I'll go to the standard camera, and let's say I've already decided I like this point of view right here. Maybe we'll go ahead and get a little bit closer to the logo so we can tell when it's visible right in our frame there. And we'll enable the depth of field effect once we've created a camera. So I like the camera to have exactly this point of view. To do so, I'll create a free camera in the top view, and it's just pointing down at the ground. But while that camera is selected, I can go to my perspective view and say create camera from view, and it'll reposition that camera where I want it. So now we can go look through this camera right here, and VRay RT picks that up, and we're now looking through the camera. Next up, I'll enable the depth of field effect by bringing up the render dialog, and using this in the camera settings will enable depth of field. You can already see the blurry effect, and the intensity of the blurry effect comes from the aperture setting, and the focal distance is set here, and this is in world units. So right now the focal distance is out near the end of the car. We'll try bringing this back to like 49 or whatever is needed to get this region in focus. If we want it temporarily, we can turn the aperture up to get a very intense blur. This one's a little more taxing on a machine, obviously, but still for depth of field effects, it's quite fast. This might be a good point to bring in the other machines. I'm sure you'd like to see that anyway, so I'll go ahead and close my active shade, switch to the active shade portion of the render dialog, and go ahead and enable all these render servers. So once again, I have 56 cores working. And we'll bring back the render dialog and go back to the depth of field settings. And there we go. So now we're going to get a little faster response when we change things. Obviously, we could just set the camera target to the thing we want it to be in focus, and that would keep it perfect. But we're doing it kind of the hard way today. So if we were to render this, this gives us a very good idea of the amount of depth of field we're going to get, and where the focal point is going to show up. Okay, if I turn that off, I'm back into my normal mode, and I can switch this view back to a perspective view. And while I have all that assist going on, I can go out and do a little more materials experimentation. For example, if we wanted to see what the different levels of chrome might appear on the wheels. Let's see, I guess I better select the tires, the wheels, and that would be this chrome right here. So if we make it a perfect mirror effect, that's what that looks like. And as we add a glossy effect, the chrome becomes a softer reflection. Or if we want to get really silly, we could have intense yellow wheels. And if we're going to have yellow wheels, we might as well have a crocodile skin car body. So I have that one on tap right here. Takes a minute for all the other machines to load up the various texture maps. If you wanted a little brighter sky, of course, that's right there in the material editor too. Right here. and we can either raise its output a little bit, or we can enable the color map and just brighten it up. And to wrap this up, I'll just take one more tour around the car. There's the canopy and the cockpit. You can see if the mirror is working. So, a lot of fun, and I think you'll have a lot of fun with VRay RT too. Good luck, and call Trinity3D.com if you have any questions about installing it or using it. We're always happy to help. Thanks. Bye-bye.